All right, we're live. Um, Hello everyone. We're back from our road trip. Aaron's actually on the phone with a friend of ours right now. He will be joining us in a few minutes. So I get to tell you guys a little bit about our totally awesome trip to Albuquerque. Um,
Yay.
yes. Oh my goodness, it was so much fun. I'm actually going to work on a video because I took as many pictures. You'd think I went to, like an Egyptian exhibit or something, And actually, um, we went to the National Museum of Nuclear Science and History. Um, the first day we were there. Then while Darren was working, I went to the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center and took a few pictures, not a whole lot, because the fun thing about that is they're very much at pains to get the point across that um, Native Americans and especially the Pueblo cultures are not just a bunch of artifacts. They're still living cultures, and they're still here. And so you had works by modern artists and crafts by modern craftsmen side by side with things that were 1,000 years old. And that's in some of the pictures I took. It was really, really interesting. And they had like a little area that was artwork by modern artists, and you actually had one who he does like graffiti style artwork, but he mixes it in with Pueblo motifs, so it's really, really neat. Um, then I went to, let's see, I went to a rock shop. I went to uh, a Mexican grocery basically, and what's cool is I got like, and I'll bring this because I have an offering plate loaded with great things that we got, and especially some green chili stuff. There's some Mexican oregano, so our hotel room was smelling like chilies and Mexican oregano, and we were going, "Why are we so hungry?" The whole time. But also a whole bunch of blue corn, and so that's I was like, "Hey, what better thing to have as an offering, tray laden for the gods? All these wonderful things that I got." And then we went to the Sandia tram, which is it's a tram that starts at the bottom and like it's on a cable car and brings you all the way up to Sandia Peak, which is over 10,000 feet up in elevation. So you're 2 miles above sea level, give or take. And I took a lot of pictures of that. And I also took a few other pictures and some video that I'm hoping to use in some uh, stuff for YouTube and Patreon in the next month or two. But I'm still going through everything. There's so much cool stuff. So, it was a lot of fun, and we had Indiana with us. Um, Funny thing with that, she's quiet right now because she's enjoying her brand new inflatable cooler. Because the one that we had, the summer one that was just a hoop, that one popped, and I was only able to repair it so while we were there. So we come home and we had to get her something new. Well, those things are seasonal, so we ended up getting one that's shaped like a football field. It's meant to be a cooler. You put ice and drinks and stuff like that in it for your tailgate party or your football party with your wings and whatever. Well, this is for a duck, and because she's a little brown duck, when she curls up in there, it's like you've got the football on the field. So it's the cutest thing, but she really, really likes it, and so she's hanging out there right now, kind of chilling and relaxing. So, um, so we're letting her do, and Darren will join us in just a few. But um, I mean, she's a yeah, doing the bishop name of my name, the death arrow name is my nickname. Okay, um, but yeah, and oh, don't worry about being late, Gabriel. Darren's still going to be. He's still to join us in a few minutes. But I noticed that Zabalin is going to be, out sick, so we need to definitely say some prayers. We're honoring Sekhmet tonight, so we're going to, ask Sekhmet to send Zabalin some healing. I think our friend that's on the phone with us is, having a cold right now, so um, might be a good idea to, go ahead and, get vaccines if you can. You know, um, and also just bone up for the winter time because um, what is it? I think Monday is the autumnal equinox here in the northern hemisphere, so it's getting close to that time. But for our service, we're honoring the First Feast of Wadjyt, first of four that are throughout the Kemetic year. We're also honoring Sakhmet and Aset, who have feast days kind of in the vicinity. And again, people kind of wonder, well, how does it work out with the calendar, that I have on the website? I look at things from, the calendar that's, in my books and try to match it to the nearest Friday. So, these are the days when we actually observe things. It may not be on the actual calendar day, but it's the closest Friday, so we can actually, do something for it. And so that's what's going on here. What we know about the Feast of Wadjyt all comes from a monument that was commissioned by Tuthmosa III, I believe it was, um, setting up an endowment basically for the Temple of Wadjyt in the Delta. And so it happened to be preserved. So kind of an accident of preservation. But because of it, we know when there were several feasts for her throughout the year. And this is the first one, and they go through. There's another one, I think, sometime in December or January, and then another one, in the springtime. And we know that there were also some seasonal and some lunar-based, points. And basically, that was when they wanted to make sure they had extra offerings. They had, supplies to, host the festivities, and make sure that the offerings were there. So that's how we know about this. And so, of course, there is kind of a connection between Wadjyt and Sekhmet because they're both eyes of Ra. So, and Wadjyt could also take on a lioness form. So, um, we've got kind of the theme going right now, and so that's what we're going to be doing tonight. So, mm, oh goodness, so time. Yeah. Okay. So, ended up in the ER with a cluster migraine today. Oh goodness. Um, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. Uh, but I'm glad that you're here now. Hopefully, we'll give you something nice to relax and recover with. Because that those aren't fun. Um, yeah, and Kid Fox was saying it's the finally. So I assume you're saying it's finally raining. I tell you what, rain in the mountains is a very very different animal from rain down here in the Gulf Coast, because where I'm standing right now, we're about 230 feet above sea level. Um, Whereas where we went was a little over a mile above sea level. And that's just in the city. Then you get up into the mountains, to go take the tram and do fun stuff like that. You're getting even higher and higher, and the weather behaves a lot differently. And we kind of got a taste of that when we first got out, and there was a storm that was coming up. And so I'm trying to get our stuff in. It took the hat right off of my head. I had to chase it through the parking lot. I lost all but one of the feathers that were tucked in it. Um, Ended up having to suck on inhalers and stuff because step out into thinner air and then have to suddenly run after things. That was a little rough. But yeah, trying to acclimate, your body does crazy things when it's trying to acclimate to differences in elevation. And we learned all about that. But it was so totally worth it. And it being a business trip, it was really nice to have somebody else, cover the hotel room. So, and we got so many fun souvenirs. Um, One of which I'll and this is just one before we get started. This nifty little, it's a carved wine glass. I think is what they uh, sold it as. But I think this is a form of calcite that looks sort of like onyx, but um, it's nicely polished, so it would be able to hold water. I wouldn't want to put anything else in it because I don't want to stain this wonderful, wonderful stone. But I got this because, especially when you're driving out west, you're up in the mountains, and so there's like rock shops all over the place. And when we were going out to California 20 years ago, I happened to stop at it was a gas station outside of Flagstaff. It was fairly close to the meteor crater, and they had this whole rock shop, a lapidary store, as part of this travel stop. And I saw some of these, and I thought they were beautiful, but at the time I didn't have the funds to spare to get one. So I said, you know what, I'm going to get one this time. So we might use this for special occasions. So yes, that's definitely something to watch for when you're in the mountains. Is as I said, rock shops. Find all sorts of cool stuff. So I'm going to shut up about that because it was so much fun. I could talk about it all night and we'd never get anything done. Yeah, autocorrect does crazy things. I argue with autocorrect all the time. So yeah, and that's our little duck. What was so funny was when we checked out, there were some folks that just they realized we had a duck and they're like, "Oh, is that a duck?" And they just melt. When we were checking in, there's this big strapping guy that saw her in the cage. She squeaked and he said, "Oh, is that a duck?" And he had to bend down and say hello. And the hotel staff told us that the lady who was staying in the room next to us was checking out and said, "I could swear I heard a duck all night." And they looked, pulled up the rooms or whatever, said, "Yeah, that was a duck." And Darren laughed and he said, "Yeah, I would have just like handed her the number to so here's the number of a good therapist. Auditory hallucinations are the first thing that you just totally mess with her." That's what he would have done. But yeah, so she was a hit.
They had a good time in Sunset.
Yeah. And what was cute was, we weren't able to take her with us to, any of the things, that we were going to do. Certainly weren't going to take her up in the mountains. That, at her age, I wouldn't want to put her through that. But I did put her in the quack pack, and we went outside and we watched the sunset one night, and that was really, really pretty. Took some great pictures of that. So. All right. These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me, as Tefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, Yunuchuru. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands, our purity is within our hearts, and we have cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure, we are pure, we are pure, we are pure. And we are going to get Darren when he finally comes in here. You've got catch up. All right. And I hope everyone enjoyed the shorts that I posted. Granted, I was sitting in uptown Albuquerque trying to upload them on 4G because the hotel wireless was so crappy, and I pretty much used up our data for the month. So I won't be able to answer things unless I'm at home and able to use the home wireless until the new month rolls over, because I've kind of burned through it putting those shorts up. But it was great to be able to do that. So I hope those were fun, and now we have candles and artwork for some new deities. So it's nice to add to the repertoire. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light. The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra in all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world, to everyone who is tuning in with us now and has been with us in the past and will be joining us in the future. This eye of Horus comes, and we are all purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
All right, I'm going to close the door, and when he's just part way, when he's ready, he can come in. It won't be difficult. There we go. Come in peace, Sakhmet, mistress of strength and healing. We ask you to bring your blessings and your healing to those who need it, including Zabalin, who's out sick, our friend who's got a cold, to everyone else who needs it, and to my classmate who's battling terminal cancer right now. May he defy expectations with it. And we light this candle for Mahes as well, that he may protect all those who are in the path of storms. Because hurricane season is not over yet for either ocean. And, you know, the storms in the mountains can be pretty fierce too. So. You arise in the Aset as Capri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Wadjyt, O Sakhmet, O Aset. O Yunutru, you lords and ladies of love and life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at, and cast out Isfet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us, and your strength being within us. Oh, and while I got back, I had an opportunity to get some gold paint and put some. I think someone had suggested putting some gold paint, some of the details on the Hathor system, and man, it really makes a difference. It came out really, really nice. Granted, I had to get reading glasses and a fine tip brush in order to do it, but so you can kind of see some of the the detail work. And so it went from being just, plain blue to with the gold, it really makes it pop. So
Yeah. It's like the reverse of normal.
yeah.
And it's all fans.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it really, really was nice. Take these, your cool waters that are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. Oh, you know true. These cool waters are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Yonachuru. You may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense, great of purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you and cleanses you. It adorns you and takes its place upon your hands. O Yonachuru, we give to you this eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. Let's do it that way. There. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, O Yonachuru. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. And we include not just literal bread, but also produce from the garden, because we had a wonderful blush of green beans after I came back. And this bounty from our trip. Lift it to your faces. Be at peace with it, O Yonachuru. The gardens prosper, and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Yonachuru. Drink and be pure. For the doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open for you with libations within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine, and your water. Pure, pure is Ra Horeketi within his house. Pure, pure is Wadjyt, Sakhmet, and Aset within their house. Pure are the cause of all of these gods with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure. For Ra Horeketi, for Wadjyt, for Sakhmet, and Aset, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Horeketi. Come to your body, O Wadjyt. Come to your body, O Sakhmet, O Aset. Come to your bodies, O Yonachuru, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba, to these your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Wadjyt, before Sakhmet, before Aset. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. Ora Horketi, and your son, the Osranisa Nebkeperura. Your foes retreat from you, and Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And from the table of gods to the table of the blessed dead, we light this candle, that it may be the eye of Horus that lights their way in Duat. And we pour these cool waters from the table of Osiris. Their hearts may be refreshed. Fruta henket kakao abdus nashermat kut nebet nafra wabet anchet nashim cow and achupunibu machrunibu hiranachrach. A voice offering, bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which God lives, for the cause of all of these blessed dead, all true of voice before the great God. And now we come unto you, O Ra, as Wadjyt comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your Ka shall live. Truly, your Aeneid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Aeneid says unto you, your word is law, eternally. The Svet is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place. There we go. May we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Wadjyt, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. All right. We'll start off a little something for Wadjyt. It's funny, they bothered to give us a calendar, but they didn't bother to write down, or at least they didn't write down something in somewhere that we have identified yet. A hymn to Wadjyt. So, hail, O Wadjyt, great goddess, eye of Ra, the great young feline, daughter of Ra. Hail, O Wadjyt, in your act of striking, Uraeus of Ra, and mistress of the sky. Hail, O Wadjyt, mistress of Pe, mistress of Dep. Hail unto you, O Wadjyt, mistress of the two lands. And for Sekhmet, read the one that's on her candle. Hail, O Sekhmet the Great, eye of Ra, who hides him within her iris. Hail, Sekhmet, sovereign, mistress of light, who moves in brightness. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of darkness, at whose setting the dusk comes. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of fear, whose seal brings death. Hail unto you, Sekhmet, daughter of Ra, who loves Ma'at, who detests Isfet. Most holy of the gods, one seeks life in you. I think Indiana is answering us because I can hear her squeak. Oh, she's squeaking at Ducky Daddy. Okay. Here we are. Aset the Great, mother of the god, lady of Philae, God's wife, God's adorer, God's hand, mother of the god, the great queen, adornment, lady of ornaments of the shrine, lady and desire of the green fields, nursling who fills the shrine with her beauty, fragrance of the shrine, mistress of joy, who runs her course in the sacred place, rain cloud that greens the fields when she descends, maiden sweet of love, mistress of Upper and Lower Egypt, who issues orders among the Aeneid, princess great of praise, lady of charm, whose face loves the trickle of fresh myrrh. All right. I do have to say I could feel a little bit of the god's presence in the mountains because the Sandias, that's the mountain range that overlooks Albuquerque. And it's funny, everybody who lives there knows, the story about it because Sandia is Spanish for watermelon. And the reason why they call it that is because the mountains have a lot of pink granite in them. There's a particular pink mineral of feldspar that's in that granite. And as the sun's going down, it casts everything in a pinkish glow. And so just for a moment, as the sun is going down, you see that, and the mountainside is just, afire with this rosy pink glow. And so the Spanish said, oh, it's a watermelon pink. So that's why they called it the Sandia Mountains. But what was really interesting is the lady that was the tour guide for us going up the tram referred to the mountains as she, and referred to everything in the feminine. So I think that there is a presence there. And, at least my initial assessment, my initial feeling is that would be perhaps a local aspect of Hathor, is Hathor of the Sandias. That's just the impression I got. I would love the excuse to go back and, experience a little more and see if, I get more of a feel for that. But it really was something. And what was cool was I was out kind of walking around the empty lot next to the hotel, and I think I saw a kestrel which is a very small bird of prey that has markings on its face, a lot like Horus. And it has a dark body and pointy wings, as opposed to the hawks that have kind of the feathered, the finger-like feathers on their wings. And it was just headed for a neighborhood, headed for some trees, and I was like, oh, cool. Don't see those every day. So, really, really something, while we were up there in the mountains. So, and I know a few of my viewers are in similar places, Utah and Oregon, and those mountains have their own character, I'm sure, that you could tell us about, and it would be interesting. Another fun thing is, as we were coming back, I come to find out we drove past what are the headwaters, the source for the river where I live. They're actually the headwaters of the Red River are actually up around Amarillo, Texas. So I didn't even realize it, but I think we drove over one of the little creeks that becomes a source for it. So that was just some of the wonder that we had a good time, and I guess if anyone gets a chance to travel and do something fun like that, do it, because it's very enriching. Hang on, I'm going to turn that up just a bit. What?
I think they call that genus loci.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of discussion in the Facebook group. There's somebody in particular who's very, very interested in that for his area, but I can. And I wanted to get to know a little bit more about, more of a feel for the local river. Well, I found out, where its source is. And that's, if you recall, the shorts that we did last week were for Sakhmet, in part. She is one of the guardians of, at least what the Egyptians thought was one of the sources of the flood. Because you had the cataracts. They thought that the flood emanated from there. They didn't know about the headwaters way down in what's now Uganda. That's, or at least that's one of them. One source is in Uganda, another one is in I think Ethiopia. But those are things that are very.
It goes all the way down to Victoria. I think it's Victoria Falls.
Yeah, Lake Victoria is one of the sources.
Yep.
Yeah.
They say a long time ago there was a further branch of the Nile that went further inland. It was it went more toward more toward the west.
That's possible, but and again, learning a little something. And I tell you what, one thing that I did not get to see, there he is. But I hope to the next time we're out that way is I didn't get to see the Rio Grande, because it's kind of at the other end of the city from where we were. But it runs through Albuquerque, and it's the same river that goes all the way down through, forms the bottom border of Texas, and eventually empties into the Gulf, or at least. It did. I think it's another of those rivers that, is getting drawn from so much and is suffering from drought so much that it dries up a little bit before it reaches its end. But I think that they call the area around the river in Albuquerque the Bosque, which, is another Spanish word, but that's on the list for things to see next time. But
can you help me turn that?
Oh, yeah, sure thing. Well, you ready for a little bit of cold water, Spoon?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's a rule. You come in here. You have to say hi to everybody.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
All right. These cold waters are upon your hands, and they purify you as Stephanie purifies you. Hail unto you, Yenechidu. Coming here without falsehood, without evil, purities upon our hands, purities within our hearts. We cast out all evil, face us. We're pure, we're pure, we're pure, we're pure. Hey!
Is this a short?
No.
Because man, you went through that fast.
Hey, yeah, well, it's I didn't want to get flicked on.
I'm blessing you.
It's supposed to be rinsing things off of you. You don't flick it back on me.
I'm pure.
That's our story, and we're sticking to it. Yeah, but I was explaining we're honoring the goddess Wadjyt as well as Sekhmet and Aset tonight. So, and it's through sort of an accident of preservation we know about sort of the liturgical calendar of Wadjyt because there was an endowment that was recorded in stone by Tutmosis the third, and making sure that the temple would be provisioned for its regular feast days. Yeah. Oh, and I did happen to get a flyer for like the different pueblos because you have like 19 different pueblos, and each one is a different tribe, basically, if you will. All around the area of central and northern New Mexico, and there was a flyer that had like the different feast days that they have, and a lot of them actually are around Catholic feast days, and that's because of the Spanish influence. So, like for Christmas and for Easter, but also like Feast of San Antonio of and various other things. They'll go and they'll have dances and things like that, for the feast days. The other thing that we learned was that people are serious about their green chilies out there. And I'd never made the connection before, but when they say Hatch green chilies, that's talking about a place in New Mexico. Those are authentic New Mexican, chili peppers. And I would have had a couple of actual New Mexico chilies on the offering plate. It's just I didn't want them to go bad between then and now. Same thing with those wonderful blueberry empanadas that I got.
Yes, those were awesome.
Yeah. How did you describe it? Like if a blueberry turnover and a Krispy Kreme donut had a torrid love affair?
Yeah.
But yeah, those wouldn't keep, so we had to eat them beforehand.
Southern made donut, not
Southern
a
made.
Krispy Kreme.
Yeah. But man, when they finally open up that location again, I'll make sure to bring some of those as an offering. But
I'm eating a dozen by myself.
yeah, but
until then, you can draw a picture of them.
Yeah. Well, but the no, what was so crazy though with the green chilies is if you get a mild one, it's like a sweet bell pepper. So and so they have varying grades of it, but let's see, we had green chili popcorn, green chili egg rolls, green chili Alfredo fries, and green chili tempura.
Yes, and the green chili tempura was so good.
Yeah, we ended up splitting the order because they were mild, and so it was great.
Had I known the meal was going to end the way it did, I would have ordered a second batch.
Oh well, yeah. There was a fire alarm that went off, and so they had to close out our check early. But no, it was really funny to go everywhere, and there's like a green chili option for something, and you don't really understand what the whole joke is or what the whole fascination is until you go, oh yeah, and Darren got some green chili olive oil. So,
yeah, which I cannot wait to try.
Yeah, so they're serious about that stuff. Oh goodness. One I says hi. Speech to text was in the hospital and rehab center. Can barely see, so can't participate. Just wanted to say hello and wish everyone well, and say that I'm listening and requesting a cookie. All right.
We love you.
Yeah. Well, then I'm going to consider you the first on the list. And Katie's saying I used to give the foothills by my town odd names as a kid. Same with the trees. That is so cool. That's really and you know what? There's a lot of things that we do as kids that grown-ups kind of poo-poo on, but at another point in time that would not have been the case. They would have taken you very seriously even as a kid, and said, hey, you're picking up on something.
Yeah.
Keep in mind when Aset was looking for the body of Osiris, she asked the children. There's a legend, and I would have to go back and find where that was. It might be something from the either Plutarch's account of the story or another source. But she asked the children because the children were observant and the children knew. But
when I lived in Tucson, there was, and to me, it looked exactly the same, only in the east. There is a mountain in the west where I think Kemetic, or She Who Loves Silence,
minutes ago.
supposed to abide. And I swear to you, as I just said, that mountain matched a mountain to the east of Tucson, Arizona, perfectly. To me, it was the exact same. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Is she talking about Mertziger?
Yeah, Meretziger.
Maybe Mertziger.
Yeah. Yeah, She Who Loves Silence.
I can't remember exactly, but it was one of the goddesses. She who loves silence. So I think Mertziger is there.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're right. So and that's entirely plausible. So and I'll go ahead and show something fun that I got. This is something I got from the Pueblo Center. And it looks like, heishi beads, like it would be, pieces of lapis or something like that. But this is actually dried corn. And so they had these necklaces that were dried corn that were painted and strung. And I saw this and I said, oh, what it reminded me of is a Menat necklace. And I'd make a counterpoise for it or something. And I'd probably have to get several of them to get, to actually make it rattle. But
Let's make a shush noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of Elsier being corn. I don't know why.
It's very interesting. It's almost like a stand-in for. It's like a plant version of faience.
Yeah. And I may hit up the website and order some more and see if we can make a Menat out of it. Because that would be really cool. But we've got our cookie requests in, and I'm slowing down the chat. I'll have to catch up so we can do those. Now, the first thing we're going to do is the cookie for everyone, and that way, if someone is tuning in after the fact and listening to me regaling them about Albuquerque, New Mexico, then this cookie will be for everyone. And the one from last week that was part of the shorts. Your encouragement can mend broken hearts and wounded spirits. So that was for last week. And I think all those shorts premiered as we were getting through Dallas and getting back to, our native elevation. Because apparently around Amarillo, Texas, you're still at about 3,000 feet above sea level. So, we were feeling our ears pop as we were coming south of Amarillo. All right. What I'm going to do is move this wonderful tray of offerings. Okay. A deeper connection with loved ones is coming close. Now, that is our fortune for everyone. A deeper connection with loved ones is coming close. Wow. Hi, Boo.
Hi, Boo.
That's almost a uh-oh.
Well, here, I'm putting this one at the base of my aunt. And it's interesting, putting that your encouragement can mend broken hearts and wounded spirits, and then a deeper connection with loved ones is coming close. I think that's a message that they're telling us to, connect with the people that we love, and be positive and encouraging, to those that are close to us.
Life without risk isn't life.
Well, and also, um,
you would hope that they'll come together for a good reason outside of it being something bad that draws someone together, like a funeral or something.
Right? Yeah.
My
Good.
family was a lot like that. They never got together until something bad happened, where we had a family reunion.
Yeah, and it's always stronger when you do something to celebrate the good times and use those as a reason to get closer. So, okay, so One Eye had requested a fortune, and we want One Eye to get to feeling better, and a long lost memory will look poignant and beautiful. So, One Eye, that is for you. A long lost memory will look poignant and beautiful. And of course, that's with the eyes of your heart, the mind's eye. You haven't lost that. So, I guess, and I'm trying to say that to be encouraging. So, okay. Next up is Katie, and then Cranberry. I love that. So, Katie. A wave of inspiration will wash over you later today. So, Katie, a wave of inspiration will wash over you later today. And that might be a change of pace from, waves of other things. Oh, bless you. Oh. See, I don't think I have any more napkins in here. But, you good? Yeah. Praise Shu. Yeah, because the creation account where says Ross says I sneezed out Shu, I spat out Tefnut is actually a pun because their word for sneeze is shush. It's kind of an onomatopoeia. So.
That happened a lot. They had a lot of onomatopoeias.
Yeah.
Wait, can you? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And because they do, it makes it very easy for them to have puns.
Yeah. They had no problem with puns. It's, of course, I don't know if they would have had such thing as dad puns, but.
Can you explain that about Shu again?
Okay. And it's in the monologue that's part of Papyrus Bremner Rind, yes. Where it's the book of knowing the creations of Ra, and it says thus come into being the words of the Lord of all, before existence was, I came into being. And so you have a lot of punning there with the Kepri, because that's the word for to come into being, to exist, and then he says I sneezed out Shu, I spat out Tefnut. Well, Shu, and then Ishush, the word for sneeze, it was kind of a pun. Same thing with Tef, which that was to spit, and Tefnut. So there was some punning there between Shu and Tefnut. And so,
like
I mean,
everything
I
is
understand what you're saying. I don't know. It doesn't seem funny to me, but
well, it wasn't meant to be funny. It was meant to be profound, and to, because they thought that if words happen to have a similarity, then there was a hidden meaning, But
it makes sense though for Kefnin, because you think about it, you guys, F.
Yeah.
So you went.
Well, then, and keep in mind also, we're looking at consonantal skeletons. There could have been some other vowels filled in there that, especially in this particular dialect, because there were a lot of different dialects throughout the country, and so it would have been a little easier to hear with more of the language restored, so.
Kind of lucky up with the word cat because it makes really close sense.
Yeah, cat is meow.
Mew.
Meow. Yeah. But cranberry was next. So. So cranberry. A long-awaited wish will come true this Wednesday. Awesome. Cranberry. A long-awaited wish will come true this Wednesday. And I tell you what, our fortunes have had a lot of things to do with Mondays and Wednesdays.
Before you get to your next one, could you help me with this foot?
Oh goodness, yeah. Oh, I wish we could turn the camera around to, let you say hi to everybody at that point. We might do that at the end because Darren's in a different wheelchair, and it'd just be something kind of cool to do. But let's go ahead and get through the fortunes because we're doing decent on the time. I want to try and keep it that way.
What was that?
Wait, so okay.
Okay.
It came by saying I have family about 2 hours north of Albuquerque. So, see, I know Santa Fe is about an hour, so about an hour north of Santa Fe, I guess.
What about Gallup?
No, Gallup is west. That's west on I-40. You'd be going north on I-25, presumably. I know that Raton is right at the border with Colorado. We went through there 20 years ago, actually. But, let's see. So Cranberry, then Ashley from Sekhmet, and then Twisted Silence from Ra. And then we have our Discord cookies. So, but let's get Ashley asking Mama Sekhmet. Stay open to new experiences and adventures. So, Ashley, stay open to new experiences and adventures. Okay, Ashley, then Twisted Silence, asking from Raw. I'm going to ask the big boss. Alrighty. Twisted Silence. You will discover joy in the midst of challenges. You will discover joy in the midst of challenges. Okay. So, you are welcome. Twisted Silence. Okay, so I see Anya Gabriel and Mary Flapaway, Seba Kekaway, and Kit Fox. Teso Arts. I'm kind of going backwards. All right, so let's get our 3 Discord cookies here. San, Prism, and Rabbit. So we'll do those starting with sun. For sun, be generous and charitable to those in need. Be generous and charitable to those in need. That is for sun. Now, I'm getting kind of a subtext, and that may or may not be the case, but the sense that I'm getting is to underscore in need. Excuse me. If give to the ones who really need it. If they're you'll know the people that are perpetual mooches. That's different, but that may or may not apply. But be generous and charitable to those in need. That was for sun, and then prism, and then rabbit. So prism. Your luck will manifest in personal growth. Your luck will manifest in personal growth. So that was for prism. And next is for rabbit. All right, I got a little bit of a footage of a desert cottontail at the base of the trail leading up the mountain where the tram was. I was just out videotaping, and I just happened to catch a bunny on film. So I found myself going, well, okay, so is that wind newt? All right, so for rabbit, you are loved. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You are loved. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's for rabbit. I think it's a great message.
Someone had that last week.
I don't know if it was that, but I do remember that it was either Aset or Nevihat that gave us that message during the Days on the Year a couple of years ago. And that was for everybody. But, that was a special reminder for rabbit. You are loved. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So, next up is Teso Arts from Kalsu. Long time no see. Absolutely. Good to have you back. So we're going to ask Kalsu. Your next adventure will be filled with excitement. Teso Arts. Your next adventure will be filled with excitement.
P.S. Not all excitement is good.
Oh, good. No, I hope it's good.
Me too.
Have you considered a vacation in Albuquerque?
Yes.
No.
And if you haven't, you should.
You should, yeah.
It's a great place.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Okay, all right. Lady Zephos wanted a cookie, said she couldn't stay long. All right. So we'll do Lady Zephos, then Kit Fox. Oh, and for Zabelin. All right. Good thing I'm seeing those.
Wait a minute. I just realized something. You said you saw a bunny.
Mm-hmm.
So you saw a bunny and you were in Albuquerque? Wow. He must have found his way.
Yeah, I guess he managed to make that left turn at Albuquerque.
You realize you saw a bunny and we brought a duck?
Yeah, well... Well, we joke that Daffy wins around here.
Yeah.
And if I ever got a little black duck, I would have to name him Daffy. But there is actually a domestic breed that's black. It's a black Cayuga duck. So yeah, I could in theory get a drake and name him Daffy, but not for a while. Lady Zephos, then Kit Fox. So trying to make sure I keep track of everybody. So for Lady Zephos, believe in the power of your dreams and have faith in their realization.
Wow.
Yeah. So are you passing that on for Lady Zephos, or is she listening in? Tell you what, I'll make a note on this one. But believe in the power of your dreams and have faith in their realization. So I'll just make a note that that's for Lady.
So very close to one of your favorite quotes.
Yeah. All right. So there's that, and then next was I think Kit Fox. Oh, and by the way, Sarah Tekaway shared something really beautiful about there's a river in Moab. And so you have, the desert, and then you've got this green ribbon of a river there, and that's where his brother's ashes were scattered. And we're sorry about your brother, but that is a beautiful story.
Where is Moab?
Moab's in Utah. Yep. All right, Kit Fox. You'll be a light in someone's life when they need it most. You'll be a light in someone's life when they need it most. So, Kit Fox, that was for you. Next, we had a request, one for Zabalin. Okay. And then Fairy Marsh asking for a cookie. And then next is Gabriel. Okay. So, Zabalin, then Fairy Marsh. And we hope Zabalin gets to feeling better. Smile. It will make the world brighter. That's for Zabalin. Smile. It will make the world brighter. And the Fairy Marsh asked for one from Anubis. Yeah, and there was a last week was also a robing of Anubis, so I wasn't able to cover that. But I know that there are some folks, on Discord, huh?
Punny.
Cover. I didn't even realize. Yeah. But I know that.
Would it also be appropriate to say, doggone it, I missed it?
Stop dogging me about it, okay?
Okay. I know I'm being a little rough on you, but.
Fairy Marsh. August will be a month of abundance. August will be a month of abundance.
Work toward August with good effort.
Yeah. Work towards next year, and the hard work will pay off. August will be a month of abundance. Okay. Balin, Fairy Marsh, Gabriel from Lady Sakhmet, and then Mary Quackaway from the Jackals. So Lady Sakhmet for Gabriel. Okay, Gabriel. Love will find its way into your life this February. Love will find its way into your life this February. So, Gabriel, that was for you. And then Married Wet, and then Sebekekaway. So we ask the jackals. Oh, I know, Married Wet. I know we weren't able to pull one, or you weren't able to tune in on Thursday of last week, or a couple weeks ago when we had the OPEC feast. But we pulled one for you, so hopefully you got that one. But this is your one for this week. Dreamers carve their path through the unknown. Dreamers carve their path through the unknown. So the message with that, okay, is that don't take the path that everybody knows, and also don't worry about it looking respectable to other people. It'll be respectable after you've made it, but in the meantime, think about it. All the people that are celebrities that go to cons now, back when they were working and doing all the things that they're celebrating now, they were just, schmuck voiceover artists or, comic book artists or whatever,
Yeah.
So
keep in mind, even Peter Cullen had to borrow somebody's car to go to the audition. That got him Optimus Prime.
Yeah, it was his brother's. Truck.
Yeah.
So he had to borrow that so he could go to the audition for Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and this thing is like hanging up on everything. So maybe time for a new basket. I don't know. But we'll I'll let inspiration take me on that one. Sometimes you just have to say, all right, tell me what you want, and you'll get surprises. But Sebekekaway. Alrighty. True friends are the keepers of your secrets. True friends are the keepers of your secrets. Excuse me. Sebekekaway. That's for you. All right, let's scroll down and make sure I'm not missing anybody. Okay, so Sarcastic and the King Shabib Music. Good to see you again.
What's up, man?
Alrighty. And Luke Conlon. And by the way, thank you for the super sticker there. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm rolling. I gotta leave early tonight. I gotta catch up on some things. So enjoy this lovely ritual. We enjoyed you being here. You have a great weekend. Okay, Sarcastic, King Shabib, and then Blue Conlon. Alrighty. So. Yeah, now we're getting down to the bottom of this basket full anyway. We still have more cookies, but this I think will be kind of our, Okay, that's it for tonight when this basket is done. So. All right, so Sarcastic. Patience is the key to a contented mind. Sarcastic, did somebody get the divine squirt bottle after you? Patience is the key to a contented mind. All right, King Shabib Music. Hope you have been doing well. All right, here it is. You will discover a hidden talent for acting. So, time to work on a music video. You will discover a hidden talent for acting. So, King Shabib, loosen up, explore. That's how you discover. So you'll discover a hidden talent for acting. And lastly, for Blue Conlon. One of these three. Practice active leadership skills. Practice active leadership skills. Blue Conlon, that is for you. I get the sense that this means you're going to have some opportunities in work or in school or, something like that to take on a leadership position, but you've got to build those skills. So, okay. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up because we're at about an hour and 15 minutes or so. But yes, it was fabulous being back and talking about our trip, and I'm going to be working on more videos. The new video for this month will premiere tomorrow. It has been on Patreon for the last 2 weeks, and I will be working on the October episode fairly soon, so I can try and have it to where, if you're on Patreon, you'll see it well before, everyone else. Sort of a little special gift, but it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people have asked questions about, what do I do as an absolute beginner? And so that's what this month's episode is going to be all about. So. And again, if anybody else has got a request for, prayers, for a cookie or something like that, we have 2 left for tonight. So.
Sorry, I'll take one.
All right.
Last call.
Yeah, what do we say? Last call for wisdom, y'all. All right, one of these two is going to be the one. There we go. Wait. Okay, that one, because it landed on the table. Seize the opportunities that will define your future's course. Seize the opportunities that will define your future's course. And they could be coming up. Just be aware and don't hesitate. So. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Yunu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Aeneid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut, the Shrine of Shanit in Yunu, endures. As the name of Osir, Kentiamentiu endures. As the name of Aset in Necheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wadjyt in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti and Chmenu endures. As the name of Ra and the Akhet endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Wadjyt, O Sakhmet, O Aset. You have come in peace, O Yunachuru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, Wadjyt, Sakhmet, Aset. May you go forth in peace, O Yunachuru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Alrighty. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Oh no, very much. I was so glad I was able to join the service. It's been a really great experience. I hope I'll be able to join you guys for the next one as well. Absolutely, that's great. Welcome to your first one. We're happy to have you here, and thank you, everyone. Yeah, you can see I still have the banners and things from the OPET feast, still up. So, it's like the party hasn't stopped. But I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend and a great week. Enjoy the equinox coming up on Monday, and
The fall equinox is Monday.
the autumnal equinox. Again, I always specify for the northern hemisphere because we have folks that tune in, occasionally from down under. Actually, if you're in Brazil or Australia or New Zealand, that's all southern hemisphere, and for them it would be the vernal equinox. It would be Ostara and not Mabon. So but it is the equinox, and everyone have a good one. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's good to be back. And anyway, have a great week. I'll see us next week. Friday. Same time and place. Good job. Lots of love, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Lots of love. Although I'll stay for the after chat.
Take care, everybody.
If there is one.